Spoiler, they hated it. I'm Mel.
And I'm Anna.
And every week we get together and read 1 and 2 star reviews of really popular books so that you don't have to, and we can feel just a little bit better about our writing. So strap in and join us this week for Divergent by Veronica Roth. I am excited because, okay, this is one of my favorite books. So let's see why everybody hated it. Remember to give it a like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells, and stay tuned for the end where we go to an indie author and read 4 and 5 star reviews of their novels. So that's part of my favorite thing about this whole series, is when we get to go and boost up some of our indie author cohorts. So without any further ado, I will get my screen share going here and we can get started. 1 star. This was awful, but I don't feel like writing a whole review, so here are my notes, copied directly from the Notes app on this novel. Classic YA. Very, very interesting concept. Stan Will. I don't understand that. Okay. Main character is a total Mary Sue. Yes, she is a Mary Sue. Does no one in this novel have common sense? Again, yes! Oh my gosh, I agree. Dry is a good way to describe the book as a whole. Predictable. Yeah, it was pretty predictable. But that's kind of like what's fun about it. The secondhand embarrassment that I keep getting from reading it? Like, why? Why are you embarrassed to be reading? Well, okay. 4 is so bland. Yeah, he's pretty basic. He's kind of a basic character, but it works. Pretty bad writing. I don't remember that. But I read this like 7 years ago, so maybe I should reread it. I don't want to ruin my memories of how great this book was for me. Battle sciences, specifically written poorly. Maybe battle scenes? The battle scenes were written poorly, maybe. Awful world building. No, I disagree with that. Okay. And the last one here is unhauled the entire series after finishing this one. What does that mean? Oh. Okay. That kind of sounds like it's accurate. I was, on the awful world building, I was trying to think about if I like the world because of the world building that builds on top of the first one in the second and third novels, but no, I think the world building in the first one is okay for me. It was okay for me. I mean, it's your typical dystopian future, and I did like the way how like humans segregate and sort things.
See, a lot of people were like, they had a huge. I don't know that in all these reviews specifically, but a lot of reviews, people had an issue specifically with that humans were divided into like a single trait, and they thought that was just like the stupidest thing ever.
Well, that's what people do.
Yeah, but I can see the point of like.
Yeah.
Like
but I mean,
haven't read it, so
my kitchen is organized in a very specific manner. Depending on item use type, right? Like, and my husband organizes it completely differently. But so humans, we do sort and like separate things out. I think that's just part of our nature. You know, like the red berries go with the red berries, and the blueberries go with the blueberries. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we see this in kids. Like, don't let the peach touch the carrots. Type of like, am I just OCD? Well, am I broken, Anna? So, I'm probably just weird like that, I guess. I mean,
I guess
stop like talking about me.
No, it's fine. I just think like what they were saying was not like as people we don't have just one trait. Right. What they were saying. That's what people were complaining about.
Right, but. And I guess it has been a while since I read the book, so maybe I should go back and reread it. But, like, it's more about which of your traits is, like, the strongest? So, like, are you more empathetic than you are brave type of, like, thing? And again, maybe I'm mixing it up with my knowledge of the second and third novels.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said,
That's entirely possible. Cause,
I don't have an opinion. I'm just saying like, a lot of people that's what a lot of people were complaining about, though.
Yeah,
the 1
okay.
stars. But.
All right, well, we can move on to the next one. Okay, 1 star. I know I'm probably going to get my head bit off for this review, but oh well, lol. This book had a lot of hype, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be the best book ever. I think... She wasn't. Okay. I think readers sometimes expect too much out of the box or expect the book to be perfect, and newsflash, authors aren't perfect, so expecting a book to live up to the perfection level is useless. But this book's hype was bullshit, and the book wasn't very good. You can disagree with me on this part, but I felt it was too much over-detailing. Okay. I was like, please hurry the hell up and get on with it. I screamed in my head. I'm not that interested in it that much to carry on with the rest of the series. Hell no. Okay, so I don't recall the over detailing, but again, I read this book like 7 years ago, so I don't remember. But so it could be. I mean, it's like one of her first, I think, for Veronica Roth. But some people that's their writing style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I know my writing style.
Some people like super detailed
stuff. Yeah, and some
people
would rather not have it at all.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, because I'm editing right now, and I go through and I'm like, oh my gosh, this paragraph could have been summed up in 2 sentences, and it would have been so much stronger. But I know that, like, when I'm doing my first draft, I get to that point where I'm like, I don't remember what I'm trying to say, so I'm just gonna explain it in the way with all the words that have to make the words wordy, and then I'll condense it down later. So that's part of my process. But
I used to be like, write down the character, the emotion I wanted them to convey, and then I would move on. And that would be a hell of a lot of work when I came back to it.
Right, but at least you remember what the emotion was supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right, 1 star. This one was from January 2012. It is completely surprising to me that this book has been on the top of all sorts of lists, which is ironically how I learned about it and decided to read it. I settled back with it and expected to be astounded and impressed, but closed it only to face complete disbelief that this book has pocketed rave reviews. The dystopian faction-based world is the least of my problems. Rather, it is the weak and flaccid writing skills that really disappointed and failed to make the author's story fly. First-person narratives are not my favorite, but they have been utilized with success, i.e. Hunger Games. In this book, the narrative was stilted and so lacking in descriptions and depth that it failed to draw me into a world that had so much potential. Okay, so that's the exact opposite. The other one was like, there's too much description. This one's like, there's not enough description.
But like, I would expect this person, I'm going to go out on a limb and say people that read adult fiction tend to want all those details and...
Yes. And this is a YA novel.
I don't necessarily want that in mind, but I also don't want to read young adult, so...
Right. So you do like a Frankenstein mix of just enough detail to get you satisfied, and then to like but have it be adults. All right. I think the point where I really gave this book up as a lost hope was when the main character discovered her physical changes during her time as a Dauntless Initiate and described it something along the lines of, quote, "I looked at the back of my leg in the mirror. A muscle stood out there." Unquote. I have muscles. Okay, well, you gotta, like, she's never been allowed to look in the mirror.
Oh, okay.
So, it's because she came from a faction where you're allowed, like, 30 seconds a day or something like that to just, like, check and make sure your hair is okay, because looking in the mirror is considered vain, and their whole faction was about, like, giving to others, and so, like, never focusing on oneself. So that whole mirror thing, I can understand, like, yeah, that's super weird, like, and the muscle stood out there. That's the part that I'm like, That's weird. So the part that is weird about that is specifically a muscle stood out there. Like, okay. Yeah, that's weird. I'll give you that one. Okay. The only thing that kept me going was the relationship between Triss and Four, which was far from being intelligent and complex, but was made of fluffy stuff like fan fictions and Judith McNaught novels. I haven't read any of those, so I don't know.
Not me either.
You know, the characters are useless and single-layered, but you just keep reading anyway. This was, to me, a weak effort by an amateur writer who had a decent idea, but so lacked the skills and literary tools to deliver it.
Word.
Okay, the fact that this topped the Goodreads best books of 2011 list is laughable, but I expect that this is the exact reaction the voting readers were aiming for, since Cassandra Clare's works are topped the same list as well. And I don't know who Cassandra Clare is. I've never heard that name.
I don't know these people.
I know I'm a writer, but I don't read a lot.
I don't.
I spend most of my time writing.
I feel like I shouldn't talk, because when I tried to join that book club and I was like, yeah, most of the authors I read are dead. But because they like know all these stories of this popular, and I'm like, I don't.
You're
I
like,
either know them personally or they're probably dead.
Right. Well, I mean, so like, I don't know if it's because we're writers and we spend a lot of our time writing, and so when we do read, it's like, okay, I'm gonna read like very specific things just for effective time management.
Yes.
You know, like, I'm sorry I didn't read all 75 indie books that were sent to me, but I don't have that much time.
I don't do that. I used to read a lot more, and I'm like, no, I just can't. I'm sorry. Especially since I've come across some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I have been subjected to. I keep changing the number of N's in my name. It was on purpose.
I didn't notice. That's funny. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna.
Gargoyles.
I read some bad stuff.
I just
like, what the heck? And it usually involves that kind of stuff. Like, what I'm thinking about was like a vampire werewolf cross thing, and it was just like, what?
Like some werebear thing. Yeah. Werebear goes to the NFC or whatever.
Yeah, but they tend to get like really like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Anyway, our next 1-star. Divergent is one of those books that we either fangirl over for years or we DNF it because we hated it so much. I DNF'd it. The reason I DNF'd it is simple. It was so boring. And there is much better books to read in life. Oh, there are much better books to read in life. I had no patience with it once I got 180 pages through. Characters, boring. Plot, boring and predictable. Dialogue, boring and dry. And also, it is so cliche. I can tell you how it's going to end without me even reading the end. I am fine with cliche books every once in a while, but this was too cliche. Let's see, ... A, quote, choosing ceremony, unquote. Haven't seen that before at all. Haven't seen that before at all. A selfless, innocent, special snowflake choosing to be shelved with the big, bad kids. An underground training center thing. Does this remind you of any book? Well, this is the terrible version of whatever book you're thinking of. I don't get the hype about this book. My friend was wise enough to tell me not even to get it from the library because it was really boring. I wish I had listened. But there were some, and I mean some, very few things I liked about this book, or I liked in this book. A, the friendships were sweet, even if the characters weren't very interesting. B, the characters had normal names. You may be staring at this and going, what does this girl mean? It drives me crazy when the names are so ridiculous, especially in dystopia. Ugh, it's so annoying. I was expecting the characters to have crazy names in this book, but to my great relief, they are normal. Whew. So yeah, thanks for reading this long rant, and oh, don't read this book. I already wasted my precious reading time and half of it for you. Reading half of it for you.
Sorry.
Okay. Next, 1 star. I love my wife. I really do. In fact, I read... did Trent write this? I read this book because my wife thought I might like it. To be fair, I do like a lot of YA dystopians. The Hunger Games is pretty good. That was really bad. Okay. The Knife of Never Letting Go is one of my all-time favorite novels. Alive is brilliant. Legend is not half bad. Uglies is excellent. On the other hand, there are YA dystopians that I abhor. The Maze Runner is an awful joke. Red Rising is an overrated ripoff. And City of Bones is ROTFLing crap on a stick. Okay.
I'm not reading any of these, so.
I haven't read, I've read Hunger Games and...
Oh, yeah, I have read Hunger Games, but...
But I want to like the books my wife recommends. I really do, and she loved Divergent. Oh, but OMG, it is a bad, bad book. So instead, I'm going to censor my comments so that you can't see that I'd rather censored Rusty Staples to censored Screaming Dolphins with my censored than read more of this book. Seriously, I don't understand all of the 4 and 5 star reviews. What did you all see in this book? The characters are censored. Triss and Fleur are about as realistic as a censored in a blue censored. The plot is completely and utter censored. The dystopian society that Roth imagined is just censored. The romance is, of course, quite censored. That was well placed. And the writing itself should be a warning to all other would-be YA authors to make sure you never censored. And finally, like always, first-person present tense can be censored. My pasty butt. 1.5. I can't write a review about this crap. I'm about to cry. This book is horrible. Maybe I'll read Insurgent, Looking for a Miracle.
Most people wrote exceptionally long reviews.
Yes.
I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to read this right now to see if we should read it on the show.
No.
Except for that one in the Twilight episode was so freaking long, but it started off with the hook.
Yeah.
It started off with the hook.
If it was like that, it would be okay. I'll read it.
Right. Well, if it starts with like that, this is going to be hilarious and worth your time reading the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did have a request / suggestion from one of our listeners to, after we read the reviews, to read the book description. All right, so its overall star rating is 4.13, which is pretty good. That's pretty high. Looks like it has been nominated for quite a few awards. And the description is, she turns to the future in a world that's falling apart. The #1 New York Times bestseller Divergent, also a major motion picture. For 16-year-old Triss, the world changes in a heartbeat when she is forced to make a terrible choice. Turning her back on her family, Triss ventures out alone, determined to find out where she truly belongs. Shocked by the brutality of her new life, Triss can trust no one, and yet she is drawn to a boy who seems to both threaten and protect her. The hardest choices may yet lie ahead. The first book in the Divergent series that swept the globe, selling millions of copies worldwide. Okay, so, I mean, marketing!
Sounds pretty young adult.
Yeah, and in all honesty, it had a really great marketing.
That's all it is. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had some great marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think people would really enjoy my vampire series, but the marketing isn't there because I am not.
Yeah. Also, you have to have like tons of money.
What's money?
I don't know. I just hear you have to have it.
Right.
From marketing.
From marketing. Okay, so now we go on to our indie 4 and 5 star reviews. So we have 56 on our list here. We're going to generate 229. Do, 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 do. Okay, and this is Let Me In Your Light, Drimyé's Veil by Floor Dekker. It has 3.9 stars on Goodreads with 33 ratings. That's a pretty good cover.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
fantasy.
Yeah, it's kind of
fantasy.
It looks like it's in that the last 2 years of style. Oh, yep, 2025.
Yeah.
Yep. So that cover matches. So where are?
Doesn't look like anybody rated it on Amazon.
Oh no, not here. Okay, so let's go to Goodreads. All right, so this one is by Sean Burt. I was very impressed with this book. You wouldn't even know it was first in another language. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what the other language is.
German,
the book gives.
I'm just guessing
German. Oh, because of this one.
Yes, I'm just guessing. I don't even know. I don't even know that's German.
You're like, I don't know. It doesn't look like French. The book gives Powerless and Hunger Games vibes, and I love it. If you're into rom fantasy, this is a book for you. I will recommend this book to all my friends. Vivek Surli. I totally butchered that. I'm so sorry. The story is really good. Really loved it. The hardships that they go through is inspiring. The problem is the writing is a bit off. It's not that it's not perfect, but it feels a little, I don't know how to explain it, but if I had to say childish, the dialogue is the thing I have a problem with there. No 5-star, but the story is very good. And Elisa I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm bad with other languages. I'm not even great with English. I'm sorry. What an impressive debut. The writing is strong, especially considering it's not the author's first language. The story combines familiar fantasy elements, trials, signets, grumpy, and some sunshine, but feels fresh and emotional. I loved how it tackled deeper themes like anxiety and the need to be seen. The ending left me full of questions in the best way, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So again, this is Let Me In Your Light by Floor Dekker. And maybe we should read the book description here so that we can... Okay, a story of light, darkness, and everything in between. A dreamer, that's what she was, until the world turned her dreams into her biggest nightmares. Abandoned by her parents for the power that flows through her veins, all that Elaine has ever wanted is to be loved. She dreams of exploring the world, tasting its beauty and freedom, but when the king learns that a child was born with a rare gift and curse of being a sun wielder, her fate is sealed. On her 18th birthday, a trial shall take place, and she has no choice but to enter. He is called a monster, yet the only demons he hunts are those that torment him in the night. A bloodthirsty monster is what the king calls his son, though he is the very man responsible for shaping him this way. As the youngest prince of Drimyé, Braxton has always been the underdog. Longing to prove himself, Braxton entered the one thing that only had one way out: winning. Will his will to win and her desire for freedom be enough to survive? Welcome to the first ever trials of Drimyé. So sorry.
Drimyé.
I'm so sorry for not doing well with pronunciation. Right, okay. So that was Let Me In Your Light by Floor Dekker. Head over, give Floor some love by checking out this book, and I'm sure she'll appreciate it. That was this week's episode of One Star Wonders. Spoiler, they hated it. Make sure to give us a like, subscribe, get your notifications, share it with all of your friends because they probably want to laugh along with us too, or even just join in kind of our, a lot of times boring narrative discussion about interpreting these bad reviews.
Count the ends.
Yeah.
You can see how many times I've cut in and out by the number of N's in my name.
I don't know if it shows that.
Oh, maybe it won't. Never mind.
Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look and see. I didn't even pay attention when I'm splicing everything together. Well, anyway, that was this week's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll tune in next week for another episode of One Star Wonder. Spoiler, they hated it. Thanks. Bye.